M+ is Asia's global museum of visual culture. It was the first of its kind in Asia, and I think there will be many others that will follow. We are here to celebrate the Sigg Prize in its 3rd edition, which really looks to the outstanding practice of artists from Greater China and its diaspora.
For a long time, my intention has been to bring talented artists to the attention of the general public in China. I intended to found this prize, at that time called Chinese Contemporary Art, to bring important gatekeepers to the big Western exhibitions and institutions to China, so that they would see the Chinese contemporary art. In 2018, we transformed the Chinese Contemporary Art Award and transferred it to the M+ Museum. It then was called the Sigg Prize as its new program, which of course has more resources, can go further, and I'm very glad to see that the Sigg Prize is now on a larger scale, with an international jury, prominent members, more resources, and we can do exhibition of the art prize. I'm also very grateful to witness the successful journey of the winners, previous winners like Samson Young, Wang Tuo, 2019, 2023 respectively, in making an international career, also influenced by receiving the Sigg Prize.
So the exhibition is a very unusual kind of exhibition. It's an award show, a prize exhibition. We have artists who work with very different materials and very different kind of styles, aesthetics, their departure points, what they're thinking about is, and what they're sort of addressing in their work is very different. But our challenge for the show is we put them together in one space.
It's a platform to acknowledge the diversity and the voices happen in our current time. A platform that can allow imaginations happen that actually build on trust, and also a platform for different artists to show their strength and visibilities.
We all are already winners because we have this opportunity to develop a new body of work. That's the most important thing, is to be able to make new work for the audience.
因为西克奖是在这个 M+ 举办那对我来说，第一层意义是有一个机会可以真的跟 M+ 的团队合作。他们也蛮充分的跟艺术家讨论，然后去发展作品，所以我觉得这也是一个能够持续的发展我原本所感兴趣的主题，然后比较完整的在呈现这样子。
Being selected for the Sigg Prize exhibition has been an incredible honor. A lot of my work is rooted in the region, so to be a part of a prize that has a regional scope has meant a lot to me. So for me, with every artwork I make, I hope to shift the way that people see the world around them, expand the way we talk about certain subjects.
其实对我来说，它更像是一个时间点，它一直延续到今天。我创作了很多的，就从骨架出发，创作了很多的碎片。其实西克奖给了我一个有形的、很实在的一个展览空间，让我把这些碎片可以包裹在我的骨架上面，展示在这里。
其實我覺得都係推進自己嘅創作嗰個界線咯，因為我唔係太滿足於仲係熒幕嘅 video work， 當然我主打係主力係 video work， 所以我係想偏向舞台咁樣咯。咁今次做嗰啲燈效係配合返個 video， 有啲好似嗰啲折子戲、皮影戲嘅感覺咯，好似會有退場、會有開幕嘅嘢。我而家想像啦，係其中一個變化嚟嘅。
Let me explain to you how we select the finalists for the Sigg Prize. There are a group of nominators who are curators, who are working in Greater China, who have expert knowledge, and they give us a long shortlist. And then the jury come together a year before the exhibition to shortlist a group of 6 artists from that longer list. Then we offer those 6 artists an exhibition. The jury then reconvene a year later to have a look at the exhibition, speak with the artists, and make a decision of who will be given that final award.
西科奖像一种连接，像一个桥梁，是一个平台。那我觉得，它在今天那么复杂的一个政治环境里边，其实它是有一个非常重要的一个文化的使命和文化的角色。它不仅是关注那些在国际的舞台上已经炙手可热的艺术家，它更关注那些还没有被发现，然后又非常拥有才华的艺术家们。其实我们在每一届里边都会看到一些完全新的名字，那这些名字其实对所有的评委来说都是一种惊喜。大家更多看到是一种文化的开放、包容，是一种跨越文化、跨越语言的一种彼此的一个理解。
So I think the Sigg Prize, which is now, I think, in its 3rd iteration, is really becoming one of those prizes that we all look forward to in the art world. I think one of the great values of the Sigg Prize is it not only brings a group of interesting scholars, curators, and thinkers together, but it also compels us to work through complicated questions about importance. And I thought the discussions were incredibly valuable. I learned an enormous amount. And it really creates a rich dialogue that's all about networking, connecting, but much more importantly about thinking and learning.
Working with a group of international colleagues as well brings us back to that discussion around what museums today in the world, how we are networked and how important it is to share our knowledge bases, but also to take that knowledge into our various locations.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think of what we do as institutions as providing platforms. Platforms for artists to present their work, platforms for the public to think about art, to engage with artists, and to learn from artists, but also platforms for networking, collection sharing, idea and knowledge generation.
I do think that our openness, our willingness to bring varied publics in has also meant that we are so much more open to these kinds of interventions that artists are making, whether it's looking at AI or how can those kind of technologies be manifested in something very handmade.
Well, I think if there's one thing the artists in this iteration of the Sigg Prize remind us about is that there is hope, that you can tackle complicated political issues, you can tackle complicated social issues, but at the end of the day, you have to believe in the power of art and of creativity to change us,
yes,
to make us better, to help us understand the world in new and different ways. And I think each of these artists does that in their own way.
What's very important about the Sigg Prize is that we are profiling the next generation of contemporary artists from Greater China. But we also see that this is the future of contemporary art. And we think the art that's being made in this region is a very important voice in the global scene. M+ was built as a 21st century institution, and we see this as an essential core part of the museum's mission. We bring the future to all of the next generation of artists, audiences, maybe future makers will feel inspired to become a Sigg Prize winner in a decade's time. So the future of the prize is about encouraging, it's about affirming and placing the work of the artists from this region as equivalent and as important as their contemporaries in the rest of the world.